Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watching, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about some free agent targets that I think the New York Jets should go after. You know what I'm saying? We got, the legal tampering period is coming up. I believe it's Monday at noon Eastern is when it's going to open up and we can finally start to kind of go around and talk to different players and negotiate with them legally. Okay? Legally. That's the big word right there. So first, the New York Jets have made some resignings as well. LaMarcus Joyner, they signed him to a one-year deal. This was kind of shocking because he was a safety that I was like, I was pretty sure that he was out the door. For those of you that don't remember Joyner, he was a guy that we brought in last year. He's supposed to play. We were all kind of excited about what he would bring to the safety position. And then he tore his triceps a couple plays into week 1 game against Carolina, and he was on IR. We never saw him again. And that's why I was kind of shocked because I was like, oh, there's other options there at safety, whether it be free agency or the draft. But, the Jets must really like him, and they must really like the idea of what he can do in a scheme. Again, he's a 31-year-old safety, so we'll see what he does when he comes back. But, the Jets have brought him back for a one-year deal. They also re-signed Will Parks as well. And the New York Jets also brought back Connor McDermott on a one-year deal. Now, Connor McDermott's a guy, offensive lineman. He's a guy that can help with depth. So that's a solid signing for us. I think, we did a good job there, especially, again, LaMarcus Joyner. I thought he was going to be gone, so we'll see what he gives to us. But, again, I like bringing McDermott back into, the fold because, again, things can get really shifty along the offensive line as we've seen this season. So when we look at the free agent targets that we can possibly have this year, there's a lot of guys out there, all right? And guys are floating around. And let me tell you something. This fan base, I already feel it. I see it, especially after the Amari Cooper, move, the trade. A lot of people were screaming and yelling about us not getting him. A lot of people in this fan base expect the Jets to really go out and spend heavy, and we'll see again what JD does because Joe Douglas, there's a lot of pressure on him from a lot of people in the fan base, and they have expectations. They want to see him do whatever he can to really kick this thing into overdrive and get this team back into respectability where we're competing. And free agency is a place where you can do that. Now, again, I know that there's a lot of fans out there that are all about, oh, don't touch free agency, just do the draft. Hey, listen here, folks, okay? You can utilize free agency correctly to help affect your team in a positive way. If you look at what's been done around our, division, look what's been done in the AFC East. You look at the Bills. The Bills did not draft Stephon Diggs. The Bills did not draft Cole Beasley. The Bills did not draft Emmanuel Sanders, okay? The guys that either they made trades to get these guys or they got them in free agency, brought them in, and they were able to help Josh Allen ascend and get to where he is right now, right? You look at the Patriots, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. The Patriots did not draft those guys. They went out in free agency, paid them, and they brought them in. And Mac Jones is throwing dimes to these guys constantly. You look at what the Dolphins have done as well. They got guys on their defense that they found in free agency, guys that made them better. So there's so many things that have been done around us. You can utilize free agency as long as you utilize it correctly and really better your football team. So here's some guys that I really am excited about that I hope the New York Jets are going to target and land. You know what I'm saying? First guy I want to talk about, Allen Robinson. Okay, listen. Amari Cooper out of the door, Godwin, tagged. There's so many other guys. I remember people were hyped about the idea of Mike Williams. He's gone back to the Chargers. Listen, this was always a guy that I was intrigued with and hope that the New York Jets would land since day one. Okay, now I know a lot of people look at Allen Robinson and they go, well, he didn't have that great of a year last year. He had 38 catches, 410 yards, and a TD. Okay, that was a down year, but again, if you look at what was going on around him, right, you had some issues with the coaching staff, which he's talked about publicly on social media. Then you also got to look at the bringing in of Justin Fields, who I think Justin Fields is going to be a solid QB in this league, but he's still a young QB. This is his rookie year. So anytime you have a rookie step in, they're going to struggle, particularly struggling with understanding offensive concepts. He's not just throwing dimes to this guy. He's still trying to figure out how to draw things up. Defenses are bringing things to him constantly. So it's like, there was a lot of connection issues between Allen Robinson and Justin Fields there. And he talked about that again at length on social media. But if you look at the year before that, Allen Robinson had 1,200 yards. Okay, I think it was like 1,250. If you look at the history of Allen Robinson and him not having the greatest quarterbacks, from going from, you know, Mitch Trubisky to Blake Bortles to all these, he's always been able to put up numbers and win his matchups constantly. So I really like the idea of bringing Allen Robinson in here, especially pairing him with some of the things that we have here. Again, if you look at our wide receiver core, Elijah Moore and Corey Davis are like the only thing that we have here as of now, right? Braxton Berrios walking into free agency. He might not come back. You know what I'm saying? There's a good chance because, again, from what we hear, what he's requesting, Joe Douglas is known for not paying guys. We watched him let Robbie Anderson walk away for just a little bit over $1 million. He let him walk out the door. And he'll let Braxton Berrios walk out the door as well if he doesn't feel like he wants to pay him any kind of cash. So Braxton Berrios could be gone. And then you also got Jamison Crowder, who probably is gone as well. After those guys, there's nothing there. There's big question marks. And don't talk to me about Denzel Mims, because Denzel Mims couldn't get on the field even when we had a myriad of wide receivers hurt. There were guys being signed off the street that were coming in, playing directly off the street, that were getting more targets and catches than Denzel Mims, and he had been on the roster the entire year. So we've got to give Zach Wilson something else to definitely help him out on the outside as well. So I think if you pair Allen Robinson with Corey Davis, that allows you to move Elijah Moore into the slot where he just wins matchup after matchup after matchup. That would help the New York Jets offense become even more deadly. So Allen Robinson, I want to see the Jets target him and land him. The next guy I'd like to see the Jets get, James Daniels. My God, can we please do something about this offensive line? Can we please fix it? Okay, look, I do not want to see Greg Van Roten come back at that right guard spot. We need to fill that spot. There's some issues, again, at tackle, but that'll be sorted out between Mekhi Becton and George Fant. They're going to have that fight, you know, during the offseason. We're going to see who our starting left tackle and right tackle is. You must shore up the interior of this offensive line. Bringing in Daniels would do that. Also, Lakeland Thomas is out there as well. Lakeland Tomlinson, he's out there as well. So we'll see if they go after him too. But James Daniels is definitely a guy I want to see come in at right guard to help us. We need some guy out there that's going to shore up that position and also open holes when it's time for us to run. Our run game is not where it should be, especially in a run-first offense. We've got to get better. We've got to protect Zach Wilson, and James Daniels is a guy that can do it. So I would like to see us get James Daniels. The next guy, last guy that I see the New York Jets target, Hassan Riddick. Listen, I love Hassan Riddick. We need an edge rusher, okay? And I know people are in love with Carl Lawson. I think he's phenomenal. Carl Lawson is coming off of a torn Achilles. There is no guarantee that he's going to come in here and be the Carl Lawson that he was before the torn Achilles. Usually it takes players quite a bit to get back from that type of injury. We need someone to come in here and help us in the pass rushing division. And let me tell you something, Hassan can be the guy. Hassan had 11 sacks last year. You go back and you watch that game against Carolina the first week when we played them, he was all over the place and he was destroying us. We must bring this guy in to help us with the pass rushing situation. We need multiple guys, and he could be a guy that could also set us up to take another one in the draft, and then before you know it, this defense becomes even more deadly. We have an issue here. We don't have enough pass rush. It's been this way for years. We must shore that up. So I need to see those guys done. So again, Allen Robinson, James Daniels, Hassan Riddick, those are my targets. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Who would you like to see the New York Jets target in free agency? You know, what are your thoughts about some of the re-signings that the New York Jets have made as well? I want to hear from you folks. Comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.